Good evening and welcome to the Al Nahyan Stadium in Abu Dhabi, the capital of the United Arab Emirates. We're here on match day 5 of the AFC Champions League Elite. It's the league stage in the West, and it's Al Wahda hosting Al Sadd of Qatar. Let's have a look at why this encounter is so crucial. Al Wahda, well, they're one of 3 sides in this West area who are yet to lose, along with Al Hilal and Tractor. Al Sadd, meanwhile, you can see them down in 10th place. They're one of 3 sides in the West yet to win, along with Al Shorta and Nasaf Kashi of Uzbekistan. So it's a crucial match for both these teams. Al Wahda potentially have the chance to top the table, albeit temporarily, ahead of Al Hilal. Well, Al Sadd, it's desperate for them. They really do need a victory to give themselves a chance of the top 8. These are conditions this evening. Really lovely conditions for football. Just a light breeze, a little bit of humidity, and that temperature will drop as the evening goes on. It's not a full house here at the Al Nahyan Stadium this evening. The capacity is around 15,000. But the fans who have come in here tonight are looking forward to a really exciting encounter. There's the Al Wahda players in the tunnel, playing in their traditional maroon strip, led by Omar Kurban, the Syrian player. Al Sadd playing in all white this evening. Such an important match for them. They reached the quarter-finals last season, but they're nowhere near that at the moment. Played 4, drawn 2, lost 2. Can they find a spark tonight? They've got a new coach, of course. Roberto Mancini came in 12 days ago. This is his first taste of the AFC Champions League Elite. Has he been able to get his team up and running? Can he get them going? His opening game in the Qatar Stars League that took place on Saturday evening. That was a victory, 3-1 against Al Salia. The defending champions in Qatar are Al Sadd, but already not quite halfway through the season, they're 8 points behind Al Gharafa. They've lost 3 matches in their first 10. They lost only 4 in the whole of last term in the domestic league. Al Wahda, meanwhile, they're the only side in the UAE top flight who are unbeaten in all competitions. 2 teams in the UAE are unbeaten in the UAE Pro League, Al Wahda and Al Ain, the 2023-24 AFC Champions League title holders. But Al Ain have lost in continental action. Al Wahda haven't suffered that. So they're confident, you can be sure of that. 2 points behind Al Ain in the league at home. This, of course, is a different kettle of fish entirely. Remember, 12 teams in the East, 12 teams in the West, and only the top 8 sides in each of those regions goes forward to the knockout stage. But it's so important to finish as high up as you can, whether you're in the West or whether you're in the East. Because the higher you finish, it means the lower ranked team that you'll play, in other words, first place 8th, second place 7th, third place 6th, and fourth place 5th. So the higher you finish, the better. That's why Al Wahda will be going all out for a win this evening. The AFC flag on its way, followed by our match officials and the 2 teams. 2 real giants of Asian football captaining the sides this evening. Omar Kurban for Al Wahda and Akram Afif. Twice Afif, the AFC Player of the Year. Absolute wizard with the ball at his feet. Is he the man to be the catalyst this evening for Al Sadd? Got some quality players in their lineup. Can they produce against Al Wahda? The AFC Champions League Elite anthem playing. Teams lining up for that. Pitch in lovely condition. It was watered about 2.5 hours before kick-off. And they got another little sprinkle just after the players finished their warm-ups. Wahda fans who've come in here this evening to the Al Nayan Stadium, excited at the prospect of their team producing good performance. Mancini, meanwhile, will be hoping the opposite is true. Handshakes, high fives and fist bumps all round between the sets of two sets of players and the match officials. Very shortly we will be underway. Let's have a look at the two teams. Al Wahda first of all, and Jose Moraes, the coach, makes two changes from the team that won 2-1 in Uzbekistan on matchday 4 against Nasaf. In come number 70, Omar Kurbin. We've seen he's captaining the side this evening. 10 goals in all competitions this evening, this season I should say. And number 12, Abdullah Hamid, is in midfield. He was very impressive in the UAE Pro League draw with bottom side Dibber on Friday. Now the bench is interesting because it includes number 31, Sasa Ivkovic, the UAE defender. He's back in the squad after missing the past 11 matches. There are 3 starters for Al Wahda. The UAE side that lost 2-1 in Qatar in a World Cup qualifier in October. The 2 coaches exchanging pleasantries, 2 captains as well. And our referee this evening, Ryo Tanimoto, 39-year-old Japanese official, who was also in charge on matchday 1 for Al Ali of Saudi Arabia, winning 4-2 against Nasaf Kashi of Uzbekistan. Now let's have a look at the Al Sadd side, and Roberto Mancini's first selection in this competition. He makes just 1 change from the side that lost to Al Ali on matchday 4. Back comes Guillaume Torres, number 18, experienced Brazilian midfielder for only his 2nd start in the competition this season. He replaces Rafa Majica, the Spanish striker who drops to the bench. I mentioned Akram Afif as a real magician for them. They've also got Roberto Firmino, who won this competition with Al Ali last season. On the pitch, Michel Barsham, the goalkeeper, and number 6, Paulo Otavio, haven't missed a minute in this competition this term. 2 coaches sitting in their dugouts. Their work is done, at least for now. It's up to the players on the pitch now. What can they produce? Jose Moraes, actually the Al Wahda coach, is saying he's not thinking of other teams, not thinking of the opposition. He's thinking about ourselves. If we get results, let's see where that leaves us. Our goal is qualifying for the next round, he said. We know they've got good players, but we trust our work, we trust our players. Let's focus on us rather than on our opponent. Mancini knows his side haven't started well in this competition. He knows it's going to be a difficult game, he said. He's got a really good feeling after working with his players for a week. He says he wants to go out and try and win. Well, it'll be put to the acid test now because we're underway, and Al Wahda in the maroon strip are playing from right to left on your screens, and straight away they're attacking. Ball forward there for Ruben Canedo, the left wing back. Good work from Favour Ogbu. one of the central defenders, young Nigerian, coming across to snuff out the danger there. Giovanni it was who was bursting forward. There's Jose Moraes, what an experienced coach he is. The UAE is the 16th country in which he's coached. Foul throw there, given against Tariq Salman. And there's Mancini, another vastly experienced coach as well, on top of being a world-class player when he pulled the boots on. Ruben Canedo bursting forward, got a little bit of a shove there, but he's still going. What a good run this is. And in the end, there was no one there to push the ball home. Good defending, in fact, from Romain Saiss. He was back there inside his own 6-yard box to shovel the ball away. But this is a good, busy start from Al Wahda. Ruben Canedo on this near side, our commentary position side, at left wing back. He's adopting a more aggressive approach this season under Moraes. He's after this one again now. Kerbin trying to win a corner for his side. And again, Tadic, Dusan Tadic was there as well, number 10. In the end, the clearance from Ahmed Sahel. But back come Al Wahda, it's relentless at the moment. Tadic on this near side. Thinks about a cross. Keeps the ball and lays it back. Picked up by Lucas Pimenta. UAE international. 3 players in this starting lineup for Al Wahda. Played in the World Cup qualifier against Qatar for the UAE in October. Almost a winner-take-all match, that one, really. Qatar won it. They're on their way to the FIFA World Cup finals next summer in the USA, Canada and Mexico. UAE had to go into a playoff against Iraq and they lost that one on aggregate, so they won't be going to the big party. There's Al Wahda, Pimenta, Mazahir, who's playing right back, and also Ruben Canedo. There's Mohamed Al Shamsi making his 11th start in all competitions this season. In on that far side for Paulo Otavio. He was sent off in round 8 of the Qatar Stars League against Al Arabi. Akram Afif, first time for him on the ball this evening. Comes out to Giovanni, gets the crossover. Here's a chance and it's put wide. That really was a good opportunity. Paulo Otavio coming in at that far post. Good run from Giovanni on this near side, up against Canedo, testing his defensive mettle. But in the end, shot coming in from Claudinho. She should have done better there. Saiss. Vastly experienced, Romain Saiss. Played in the English Premier League. World Cup semi-finalist with Morocco in 2022. To number 4, Mohamed Kamara. Afif, boos from the Al Wahda fans, they recognise his danger. Great ball out to this near side though to Giovanni. Picked up by number 33, Claudinho, who's getting himself around the pitch in these early stages. Tariq Salman finds Saiss. period of possession this for the visitors. Afif trying to play in Otavio, not able to do so. Good run on that far side by Zohir. He's done really well there. It's punched away by Barsham. Call is shoot from the crowd, and that's exactly what Jadson does. But he's off target, the young Brazilian. Good work from Zohir though. Barsham just pouring the ball away. Jadson with the strike. Just opened his body up, but he was off balance as he hit it. That was the problem. And there's the frustration. Work from Ogbu, that's a good tackle. Good work as well by Gorbani, but the ball's one back and one back well. Picked up by Giovanni. Gets the ball to Afif. Tariq Salman. Camera. Nice control by Guillaume Torres. Mohamed Sahel wearing number 37 this evening. And that's overcooked for Otavio. Celebrated his 31st birthday a couple of days ago, Paolo Otavio. Mancini, well, he started off, sat down in the technical area. He's right on the edge of it now. This is his opposite number, Jose Moraes. Moraes has had a transformational effect here at the Al Nahyan Stadium since he came in the summer. It's well kept in by Canedo, or perhaps not. Moraes has done really well because they've been perennial underachievers, Al Wahda. They qualified for this competition by finishing third in the UAE Pro League last term. Forward by Otavio. A free kick right in front of the referee, that challenge on Guillaume. Free kick's taken quickly. Giovanni inside to Camera. Tariq Salman. Well, they've had a decent share of possession so far, Al Sadd. Neither goalkeeper has been tested. Certainly don't look like a side that's playing without any confidence. Quite the opposite, in fact. Giovanni. Getting the ball forward to Firmino. Afif. Camera. Giovanni. He's got Tariq Salman on the overlap. Really good run this, and it's across the face of goal. It's eventually gone behind for a goal kick. That was incisive play from Al Sadd. Really quick stuff. Great overlapping run by Tariq Salman. Terrific ball into the danger area. Well, Paolo Otavio will feel he should have hit the target there. The ball was slightly behind him. The goal really was at his mercy. A bit of treatment for Mohamed Al-Shamsi off the back of that. Slight delay, just over 10 minutes gone then. Al-Sadd really making all the right moves at this stage. They've got a very good record here in the UAE. Fifth chases this one, and he's not going to catch it. The record in the UAE, Al-Sadd played 12, won 4, drawn 6, lost 2. Their last defeat in this country in the AFC Champions League or Champions League Elite was way back, believe it or not, in 2005. That was against Al Ahly, who are now Shabab Al Ahly. Very, very impressive indeed over a long period of time in this country. Kurban, Brahima Diarra goes for the return ball, and he concedes the free kick. Just bundling over Tavio. Nearest to pulls, just enough to put the Brazilian defender off balance. That's what merited the free kick. Dino. Just about kept in on this near side by Tariq Salman. Sahel across to Roman Saiz. It's 9 consecutive matches for Al-Sadd without defeat in this country. The ball forward there for Firmino, and he can't get it on target, but he timed his run well. Flag had stayed down. May well have been checked by VAR, that one, but Firmino would be disappointed that he couldn't find the target. An instinctive finish. Now they're coming forward again. Free kick. Giovanni going down. He's been a real pest for Wahda on this near side. Lovely skill, and Jadson pulls him back. A few concerning moments for Jose Moraes on the sidelines. A few positive ones for Al-Sadd thus far. Akram Afif then will take this free kick. He's going to whip it in with his right foot. Solitary player in the wall. It's Canada who gets it clear. Kurban can chase. The thief in the end makes his way back to Michel Barsham. Barsham and Otavio are the 2 players who featured in every minute of this competition for Al-Sadd this season. Barsham, in fact, is in a little bit of difficulty in his penalty area. That's why Afif has put the ball out. Seems to be a problem with his groin, he's indicating. And if they need to use a substitute, they've got Saad Al-Sheeb on the bench, vastly experienced goalkeeper. Saved a penalty in a shootout here in an AFC Champions League playoff match in 2015, did Saad Al-Sheeb. Remarkable game that was, 4-4 after extra time, and Al Sadd won it 5-4 in the shootout. It was a playoff to get into this competition, or the AFC Champions League as it was then. In the competition proper, these two sides have met 4 times and they've drawn 4 times. Arsham getting extended treatment on the pitch, and both coaches using the opportunity to speak to their charges, try and explain what they want. Mancini, this is his first role as a coach since he finished with Saudi Arabia. Left his role with the Saudis in October of 2024. He's won silverware, has Mancini, in his native Italy, in the English Premier League, of course, with Manchester City, in the FA Cup and Community Shield there as well. Turkish Cup with Galatasaray. And he's won titles with the Italian national team too. Tariq Salman, side to Claudinho, and again some movement there, does Claudinho. Tariq Salman once more. Patient build-up this from Al Sadd. Poor ball that though by Ahmed Sahel. Ahmed Gorbani going down rather dramatically. He'll get the free kick, and it's taken quickly. Tariq Salman seeing a lot of the ball in these early stages. Ahmed Sahel to Roman Saiz. Mentioned earlier, it's not a full house here at the Al Nayan Stadium, but fans who have made their way in tonight certainly making plenty of noise and some spectacular scenes as well. Fief ready to go sideways. Camera flick looking for run of Giovanni. Jadson tries to get the ball out to Brahima Diarra. He's muscled off the ball by Otavio. Pimenta under pressure. It's good pressing this from Al Sadd. Zahir felt he was pushed there as well. Three not agreeing. Listen to that noise that the Al Wahda fans are generating. Salman. Roman Saiz. Claudinho goes back to Saiz. Saiz, the former Wolverhampton Wanderers and Besiktas player. Good ball out to this near side, and it was initially good control from Afif, but then he slipped. Camara with the foul. Can't quite believe the decision's gone against him, but it has. If Tadic sees that replay, he'll be a little bit embarrassed, actually. Just a gentle touch there, and he's gone down as though well, he's been hit by a sledgehammer. But this is I've done him a disservice because it's drawn blood. Kamara was a little bit surprised by it. Couldn't quite believe that the contact had done that. This is going to require a little bit of lengthy treatment here to stem the bleeding. Really did seem like an innocuous touch from Camara. And concern for the race on the sidelines because Dusan Tadic, the Serbian, has been very much a focal point for Wahda this season. Started every match this term for them in all competitions. This past summer, after 2 seasons at Fenerbahce in Turkey, scored 21 goals actually in the Turkish Super League. Former Ajax, Amsterdam and Southampton player. 20 goals in the English Premier League to his credit, and over 100 caps for Serbia. Also played in the 2008 Olympics in China. A very decorated career. Just over halfway through this first half. We will get a significant period of added time beyond the 45, thanks to this stoppage, if nothing else. Credit to the Wahda fans. I mentioned it's not a full house, but you wouldn't know it, because the noise they're making is well, quite stupendous. Still, Tadic is getting some treatment. Quite remarkable. The cut was suffered by him after that contact. Didn't seem to be anything sharp on Camara's wrist or his hand. Just saw the race there with his tactics board. He's perhaps getting ready for Tadic not to be able to continue. He's got Bernardo Fola, the young Portuguese midfielder, on the bench. Also Facundo Krupski. He's making a bit of an explanation to Brahima Diarra over what he wants. Guga is on the bench as well, the young Portuguese midfielder. So he does have options. What he doesn't have is someone with the experience in that position of Tadic. Tadic is still down, although he's sitting up now, so that's good. He's going to have his head bandaged. Basis, you would reckon he's probably going to be able to continue. Passive Mancini. Mancini's taken over from Felix Sanchez. won the domestic double with Al Sadd last season. Tadic is up and about, with the bandage on his head. Sip of water. Looks as though he's going to be able to continue. There's a free kick for Wahda for the contact from camera on Tadic. Tadic waiting to come back on. He's waiting for the referee's approval. Tadic now at the bottom of your screen, making his way back onto the pitch. That's good to see. You have to say with Tadic is he really has driven standards as a player this season. He's been very vocal, wanting more and more from not only himself but also his teammates. He's on the ball now, finds Kerbin. Jadson, Kerbin again. Tadic, he's got Canedo outside him, Ruben Canedo. Jadson, it's a nice ball in. An awkward half volley for Barsham. The goalkeeper gathers it nicely. Nobody made that run and gambled. Try and get across the goalkeeper. Long ball forward by Ahmed Sahel. Camera. Picked up by Torres. Saiz. Tackled. Al-Zahir. Zahir in his 6th season in UAE football now, the UAE national and the UAE international. Foul from camera. Referee has taken some time here. He's waving players away. Not sure he was originally going to get his yellow card out. But I think after some protestations from the Al Wahda players, he might change his mind. Indeed he does. Maybe I've misread the situation there, but didn't look as though Camera was going to get the card initially. There was the tackle on Gorbani, and there's the card. So Camera's going to be walking the tightrope now. He's frustrated. He felt that was an honest attempt to play the ball. Long ball forward from Al-Shamsi, too long in fact, over the head of Zahir. Al-Zahir, who arrived in the UAE in January of 2020, just before the COVID pandemic. Tadic battling with Claudinho. Little back heel from Firmino. Looking for Otavio's run, couldn't find it. Pimenta goes back to his goalkeeper. He's not entirely comfortable on his left foot there, Mohamed Al-Shamsi, but he's got rid of the ball. Got the ball out of danger. Camera. Picked up on this near side by Giovanni. He really has been busy in the first part of this first half. Afif, again subject to boos from the Al Wahda fans. Nicely taken on the chest by Zahir and well controlled by Diarra, who's bursting forward. Got a pull on his shirt. The referee played the advantage. Into Tadic, back to goal. Good hustling from Al Saad. The ball played out to the far side. Can Zahir keep it in? He feels that was a dive by Otavio. So do the Al Wahda fans, but there was contact there. And I think if Al Zahir sees that replay again, he'll understand why the referee made the decision he did. Not a great free kick, that one, and in the end, Tadic, head bandage, not quite able to take advantage of it. It's an ambitious ball across the pitch to give Mancini a heart attack, you'd think. Firmino finds Akram Afif, and that's got to be a card there for Pimenta. So Pimenta joins Camara in the referee's notebook. Good quick break from Al Saad. Just a rugby tackle in the end. Didn't get him with his leg, but he got him with his arm. Now there's a change being made, and Firmino is going off. It can only be an injury issue. Early bath then for Roberto Firmino, and Rafa Mojica comes on in his place. 21 goals in all competitions last season for Mojica, but he's been far less prolific this season. Just 2 goals in the Qatar Stars League. Is this the night when he's going to find his shooting boots? Free kick then for Al Saad. Akram Afif will take it with his right foot. He's going to swing this one in. 2 players in the wall, Tadic and Diarra. Lovely delivery. Good work from Zahir to head that ball away. And the return well over Mohamed Al Shamsi's crossbar. Ambitious from Giovanni, that. Al Saad reached the quarter-finals of this competition last season, but after they'd failed to reach the knockout stages in the 3 previous editions of the AFC Champions League. Well, Camara absolutely furious that again he feels he's been put upon. The referee sent him away. Kurban indicating he's taken a blow to the face. And the Al Wahda fans, well, they're not happy that Camara's at the centre of things again. Our commentary position, there's quite a few Al Wahda fans on their feet shouting at the referee, wanting sterner action against Camara. I think you can see Jose Moraes' reaction there as well. He's not happy. At the end of it though, Al Wahda have got a free kick. Tadic will take it. Swung in towards the back post. Pimenta's there. The overhead from Gorbani. Wide of the post. Wasn't a bad delivery, but just hanging a little bit, and it was a mistimed header from Pimenta. Improvisation from Gorbani. And in the end, a fluffed effort. He might have been better off in hindsight, laying it back to Zahir. Afif, lovely control, killing that ball stone dead. Salman. Ahmed Sahel. Ball won back by Wahda. Tadic bursting forward, and it was almost a perfect through ball for Kurban. Well read though by Saiss. Favour Ogbu finds Abdullah Hamid. Again, good hustle from Al-Sad. Jadson. It's dispossessed. Claudinho retains possession. He feels he was fouled. Again, the referee happy to allow play to continue. Tavio. Guillaume. Camera. Well, they've certainly not played Al-Sad in this first half like a team without a victory in 4 matches. A little bit of a swagger about them. They've played with pace, they've played with intent. Good work from Ogbu coming across to cut out the danger there. Having said all that, of course, there's not really been a moment where you could say that either goalkeeper has been tested. That's what the game's lacking at the moment, a little bit of goal-mouth action. Good tackle by Abdullah Hamid. Haven't seen a lot of him in the first half hour or so. Claudinho. Mahika coming deep to receive. Tariq Salman. Giovanni. Torres again, Guillaume Torres. Saiss looking for options. Tavio. Mahika goes back to Afif, confronted by Tadic. Players simply not getting very long on the ball. That's a miscued pass though, straight to Afif. Tavio. Shot from distance from Guillaume Torres. Well off target. Nice build-up, nice patient build-up from the visitors. But the end result, well, the less said about that, the better. Inside the last 5 minutes of normal time at the end of this first half, but there'll be plenty of additional time, you can be sure of that, after the injury to Tadic. Now Camara's fouled. Shake of the head from Jadson. It wasn't him who was involved there. That was Brahima Diarra. Possession statistics in the top left-hand corner of your screen. Al Sadd very much in charge of the ball. Afif looking for Mahika. Pimenta tries to get the ball out of the danger area. It's good work from Tadic. Throw-in, says the referee. Tavio not so sure about that. He felt he was fouled here. As you can see, it was an inadvertent issue of his foot being trodden on by Al Zahir. Giovanni hugging the touchline, getting the better of Ruben Canedo. It's a good cross too. Headed away by Gorbani, only as far as Claudinho. Giovanni once more. Cross from Tariq Salman. Can't get it away, Al Wahda. Claudinho again. Neil Guillaume. Claudinho once more. Towards Paulo Otavio. Good play though by Zahir. He's done nicely there. Tadic couldn't keep it under control. Possession ceded again to the visitors. The outlet seems to be on a regular basis. Giovanni. Inside to Claudinho. A bit of defensive play initially by Abdullah Hamid, and then there was contact between himself and Claudinho. To say it looked accidental, contact. Let's see if we can make out what happened here. A little bit of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, pushing and shoving, and the referee calling the two players together just to try and calm things down. Yellow card for each side so far. Salman, forward by Claudinho. Akram Afif inside the area. He switched play brilliantly there to Claudinho. He can pick a pass. And in the end, it's good defending at the near post by Pimenta from Kamara, but the danger's still there. And that will be a corner to the visitors. Mahika trying to chip the ball into the opposite corner. What a ball that was by Akram Afif. Claudinho with his ball across. Ogbu completely missed his kick. And then Mahika one touch to control. Trying to dink that ball in. In the end, couldn't quite manage it. So a corner to Al Sadd as we move into additional time, and there's going to be at least 7 minutes of that, according to our fourth official. Akram Afif then will take the corner on that far side of this Al Nayan Stadium. Swung it in brilliantly, and it looked as though it caught a hand there of Zahir, and the referee points to the spot. The header came in, Al-Zahir's arm was spread. VAR, I'm sure, will check it, but I have to say, it doesn't look good from an Al-Wahda perspective. There was the header. And the arm out. I reckon that will stay as a penalty. It was Roman Saiz who got his header. You can see immediately all the Al Sadd players appealing for the penalty. There's the arm out. And the ball struck Al-Zahir. VAR will check it. Yusuke Araki is our VAR official this evening. In all competitions this term, Al Sadd have had just one penalty. It was scored by Mahika in Stars League round 9 against Al Rayyan. This penalty looks as though it's going to be taken by Claudinho. Looks as though all the VAR checks are complete. And on the balance of play, if Al Sadd were to take the lead here, you'd say they probably deserve it. So it's Claudinho up against Mohamed Al Shamsi. Third minute of stoppage time at the end of this first half. Can Al Sadd take the lead? It's blazed into the centre of the goal by Claudinho. Oh yes, Al Sadd hit the front. An emphatic penalty and a deserved lead for the visitors. Let's have another look at the penalty incident. You can see Zahir's arm was raised and there was no stopping that. Once the goalkeeper had made the decision to commit himself one way or the other. Claudinho going straight down the centre. It's his second goal this season in the AFC Champions League Elite and his fourth in all competitions. Didn't he enjoy it? That's a body blow for Al Wahda in added time at the end of the first half. It certainly will alter the team talks of the two coaches at the interval. Mahika bursting forward, just finding its way into the area though, so Al Shamsi's able to gather it. Meanwhile, Pimenta is down. Wahda happy to play on. And Abdullah Hamid under pressure decides to put the ball out into touch, and Pimenta calls for treatment. Abdullah Hamid remonstrating with the Al Sadd players who were suggesting he should have put the ball out of play much sooner. Shake of the head there from Pimenta, that's not good. Problems mounting for Jose Moraes at the end of this first half. Well, the positive is that they have got a like-for-like replacement if Pimenta has to go off, with Sasa Ivkovic back in the squad for the first time since he went off injured on the 11th of September in a UAE Pro League round 3 encounter against Kalba. He's up and about, Pimenta, having had a little bit of magic spray. Seemed to be an issue with his calf. Good news there for Tadic, as you can probably see, is that there's no blood. Pimenta jumping, and then he landed awkwardly. That seems to have been the issue for him. He's back onto the field now. It's only a matter of a minute or so before he'll get the opportunity to go into the dressing room and get some treatment. Diarra. It'll be a free kick. Perhaps a final opportunity in this first half for Wahda to threaten the goal of Michel Barsham. In the end, it was a combination of Saiss and Otavio who brought him to ground. It's probably half a yellow card each for those two. Tadic then over the free kick, just making sure the bandage isn't going down into his eyes there, as you could probably see, just adjusting it slightly. Last chance then for Wahda to get back on level terms before the interval. Floated ball in and just wide. It flicked off the head in the end of Guillaume Torres, I think. It was Mojica going backwards. He was in there with Torres as well. Corner's been taken quickly, a little bit too quickly perhaps. Pimenta's done well. Gets the ball to Ogbu. Good skill from him. Zahir. Shoot is the call to Jadson, and he shoots just wide. It's more positive from Wahda. It's got the crowd up and about. It's always fading away though, that, wasn't it, with the inside of the right foot. Barsham diving full stretch, but it looks as though he had it covered. Referee wants play to continue, even though we're into the 9th minute of added time. Barsham happy to take his time. One in the air by Canedo, and again Afif with a little flick on, looking for the run of Mojica, who picks the ball up and does well. Rafa Mojica. Ahmed Sahel, Tariq Salman. Almost 10 minutes into added time now. Giovanni once more. Been less of a role for him in the second part of this first half. He was constantly on the ball, or so it seemed in the early stages. A real threat down the right-hand side. Claudinho, the goal scorer from the penalty spot. Saiss goes back to his goalkeeper. Barsham's left foot being tested. Pops it into the crowd. On we go still. Diarra. Zahir with the throw. Seiss with the header. Kerben battling for possession, down he goes. And on we go with Diarra on that far side. Abdullah Hamid with the cross to the back post. Canedo's there and he's hit it straight at the goalkeeper. What a golden chance that was for Al Wahda right at the end of the first half. Barsham did well, he spread himself, but it's a save the keeper would expect to make. One touch to control there for Canedo. He went low, hit the target, but at the other end, it's a good tackle from Zahir on Afif. Play on, says the referee. There's a player down up the pitch for Al Sadd after Zahir had caught him. Just trying to make out who that is. It's Paulo Otavio who's down. That was the initial challenge by Zahir. And he had his foot up very high. And Otavio went down as a result. Was there any contact? Difficult to tell. But again, lengthy stoppage. We're now in the 13th minute of added time. And our fourth official had indicated that there was only going to be 7 minutes, but we've had a couple of delays since that call for the additional time was made. Here making the point that he played the ball, but his foot was certainly high, there's no denying that. Let's have another look at it here. See how high his foot was there. This angle will show it again. Well, it's fair to say that Otavio was bending down a little bit, but wasn't far short of head height, was it? Well, what a first half this has been. It's going to run for about an hour by the look of it. Claudinho, the goal scorer. Well, Otavio down with what he's indicating is some sort of issue with his head, and we've seen Tadic already having blood drawn from contact from camera. How are we going to restart this match? Throw to Al Wahda by the seam of things. Sportingly, Kerben gives the ball back to Al Sadd. And finally the referee blows the whistle for the end of an extended first half, which runs to almost an hour. And at the end of the half, Al Sadd, the visitors, without a victory in the AFC Champions League Elite this season, they're the ones who hold the advantage. A penalty from Claudinho in the 3rd minute of additional time after a handball from Al Zahir when he inadvertently got in the way of a Roman Seiss header from a corner. Hasn't been too many occasions when the goalkeeper at either end has been tested. Closest Al Wahda have come to a goal themselves was by Ruben Canedo, again in added time, when from point-blank range he found himself presented with the ball and he popped it straight into the midriff of the diving Michel Barsham. Al Sadd, well, they've lost Roberto Firmino, but they're in the lead. Still chasing their first victory this season in the AFC Champions League Elite. Half-time at the Al Nahyan Stadium. It's Al Wahda 0, Al Sadd 1. Played 63 minutes against Sharjah earlier this season. And compromising from Saiss, getting that ball clear. One goal then to show for the efforts of the two sides so far. A penalty from Claudinho after a handball was given against Al-Azahil. Diarra confronted by Claudinho, who's done well to get the tackle in. Diarra wins it back, and the substitute Abdulkader Abdullah on this near side gets possession. Canedo. Abdullah Hamid. Zahir. Looks as though Zahir's now gone to centre back. Long ball forward. Zahir with the cute little back flick to Hamid. Picked up by Abdulkader Abdullah. Diarra racing forward now, trying to slot through Tadic. Diarra once more picks up the loose ball. Again looking for Tadic, but no way through with Claudinho picking it up, but they can't get decent possession, and that's a decent effort by Abdulkader Abdullah. That was heading in. Everyone was expecting the cross, and Abdullah defied expectations, went for the shot, and Barsham had to be down very quickly there to push that one round his post. First corner of the second half, and it goes to the home team. Barsham does well, that's nicely claimed. First half statistics for you. Al Sadd actually had 69% of the ball and 11 shots too, 4 of which were on target. The other key statistic, I think, from that first half was that Al Wahda's passing accuracy was just 76%. That compares to 88 for Al Sadd. Yes, Al Sadd knocked the ball around an awful lot at the back, but still 76%. They'll need to improve that, will Al Wahda, if they're going to get anything out of this game. Mancini, I think he'll be reasonably content with what he's seen from his team so far. A long way to go, though. Nicely done by Paulo Otavio. In the end, though, it's an Al Wahda ball. So here, long diagonal from him, looking for Krupski. That had to hit his hand. And the referee not giving a handball. Have a look at this now. Krupski had a very guilty look on his face, actually. He was happy to play on to the referee's whistle, as you would. Problem for Al Wahda, they haven't created an awful lot. Back end of the first half, there was an effort from Canedo after a ball came into the box. That apart, it's very difficult to think of too many occasions that Barsham in that first half was called into serious action. This is the 11th time for Al Wahda in the AFC Champions League and Champions League Elite. First time for them in the Elite. This is the second season of the rebranded AFC Champions League as the Elite. Those previous 10 occasions, 4 times Wahda have progressed from what was then the group stage, reaching the quarterfinals in 2004, the semi-finals in 2007. Round of 16 as well in 2019. And the quarterfinals in 2021. Nicely done by Zahir. Out to Krupski. Looking for Tadic, can't find him. Camera was there. Afif. Trying to slide the ball in towards Giovanni. Ogbu was there with the intervention. Firmino up in the stands now. Truncated evening for him. Up in the air from Zahir. Nicely done by Hamad. Both teams' league competitions going to abeyance now with the FIFA Arab Cup coming up. A tournament that takes place from the 1st to the 18th of December in Qatar. Thief looking to play in Otavio. Abdullah. Substitute. Hamad. No nonsense clearance from Zahir. Tadic gets the ball out to Krupski, who's got plenty of real estate to run into. He's been joined by Canedo. Krupski goes for goal. Beaten away by Barsham. It's more positive stuff from Al Wahda in this second half. They're more on the front foot. And the crowd responding. That was a really well struck shot too with his right foot. It was curling away from the goalkeeper. This angle will show us if it was heading for goal. It certainly was. Corner kept alive by Favour Ogbu. Canedo stands it up to the back post, and well, it was a mistimed jump, wasn't it, from Diarra. Came hurtling in. And actually ended up getting underneath the ball. A bit too enthusiastic there with his run. Just needed to check that run a little bit. You could see he was bursting forward. But having got under the ball, he couldn't keep it under the bar. Brahima Diarra, in his second season with Al Wahda. Played with Huddersfield Town in England. Canedo again standing the ball up to the back post, all the way through to Abdullah, substitute. Tadic on the turn, oh yes! That's a beauty, it really is. Dusan Tadic, he let the ball run across his body. A lovely finish, it really was. And Al Wahda back on level terms. And their increased industry in this second half gets its reward. Abdullah played the ball into Tadic. Ran across his body, just one little touch there to check the progress of the ball. Turned beautifully, got away from Saiss, earned himself just half a metre, and half a metre was all he needed to get his shot away and find the top corner. Barsham stunned. And the Al Wahda fans find their voices. Free kick given against Claudinho. He's 19 years old, Abdulkader Abdullah. It was his pass to Tadic that set up the goal. And look at the change in atmosphere now among those Al-Wahda fans. They believe, they've been given plenty of reason to believe this season by this team. Headed away by Suhail under pressure from Kurban. So here, Ogbu, Jadson, out to this near side to Abdullah. Diarra, give and go from him, he doesn't get it back though. Tadic, this time with the right foot, beaten away by Barsham. Abdullah. Cross to the far side, looking for Canedo. Krupski. Kurban. The whole atmosphere here at the Al Nahyan Stadium has changed completely. Wahda much more on the front foot now. Much more positivity from them. Here's that effort with the right foot of Tadic. Barsham at full stretch. Kurban couldn't bring that under control. Tadic. Well, you can see why they patched him up and kept him on the pitch despite that bloodied head. It's a missed kick there from Saiss. And he's put his side right back in danger. Diarra, good tackle from Giovanni. He's happy to put it anywhere. Krupski couldn't find Tadic though. Pace and energy of the game has gone up several notches in this second half. The increased tempo certainly suiting Al-Wahda. Camera looking for Giovanni, who's surely pulled back there by Jadson. Jadson perhaps lucky to escape a card there. Probably saved by the fact that the issue happened in the middle of the pitch. That was a bit too fancy there from Claudinho. With the back line stretched behind him, I'm not sure the fancy back heel was exactly what was required. Played the ball down the line there to Otavio, and that's good defending in the end by Zahir, hammering the ball against Otavio. The referee gives a free kick for Kurban being manhandled, and again they want to get on with it and get on with it quickly. Al-Wahda maintaining this high tempo. Krupski cuts inside, gets the shot in, and a great save from Barsham at his near post. Down goes Kurban. The referee says no penalty. In fact, the flag is up on this near side for offside. But what a hit this was from Krupski. You can see Kurban was beyond the last defender. He went down quite spectacularly. But the flag was up because Kurban was in an offside position. Well, at half-time, that statistic in your top left-hand corner said Al Sadd 11 shots, Al-Wahda 4. Since the interval, In the 15 minutes that have followed, Wahda have had 6 attempts on goal, unanswered by the visitors. What a turnaround in this second period. Kerbin. Canedo gives the ball to Tadic. Canedo again. Well, it's a really lovely mazy run, stands it up, and the header from Krupski off target. Just couldn't get up high enough, could he? Great run that, though, by Canedo. Rather fancy, even though Krupski couldn't get over the top of the ball. You'd feel he should have got that on target, and you can see the reaction from that man there, Abdullah Hamid. He feels certainly that his teammate should have tested the goalkeeper. But Moraes on the sidelines, he's much happier with what he's seeing now. Krupski, a half-time substitute, and he's made an impact. This is much more entertaining than what we saw in those first 55 minutes or more, actually. Almost an hour in the first half. So all the stoppage time. Tadic. Krupski again. Ball ricocheting around. Diarra keeping it alive. Trying to lay the ball back to Krupski, not able to do so. But Wahda will send it back. Hamid. Tadic again, who seems to be at the centre of everything at the moment. Jadson, Tadic once more. He's got Canedo on the overlap. Hamid. Ogbu. Krupski battling, and he gets the free kick. Tariq Salman, the guilty party on that occasion. See, he's got his hand all over the chest of Krupski, and that's what the referee took offence at. Abdullah, the big impact man. Half-time, off the bench. Tadic. Through ball to Kerbin. The flag's gone up. He's always on the shoulder of the last defender, Omar Kerbin. Roberto Mancini's seen enough. He's going to make a change. He's bringing Giovanni off. And the player who's coming on in his place is Pau Prim. The young Spaniard. Another change as well with Kamara coming off. That doesn't surprise me. Kamara really walking the tightrope in terms of a second yellow. And the player coming on instead is Youssel Attal, the Algerian international. So double change from Mancini. Attal can play on the right-hand side. Just about 20 minutes gone then in the second half. And Al-Sad looking to try and just change the momentum here. Because that momentum is going one way at the moment, and that way is Wahda. Tariq Salman. Tavio. Battling for possession with Abdullah. Flick from Kerbin. Well, Prim slips. And Curbington race forward now. He's into the area, slides it across to Tadic. Oh yes! A double for Tadic, and Wahda hit the front. And it all came from a horrendous slip by Pau Prim. The substitute, he's only been on the pitch for less than a minute. The ball was played to him, he fell over, and Curbin took advantage. He raced ahead. There was the slip. There was Curbin. He looked up, saw Tadic, and an emphatic finish. What a disaster for Al Sadd, though. There didn't seem to be any danger at all. Prim went down. Curbin raced forward, and then Tadic said thank you very much. He wasn't going to miss from there. Great stuff for Al Wahda. 2 goals for Tadic, 2 for the home team. We're just about halfway through this second half, and this match has absolutely turned on its head. Sad, they looked so assured in the first half. They certainly didn't look like a side who hadn't won in this competition this season. Now all of a sudden they're making mistakes. It's just this raise in tempo from Al Wahda in the second half. They were too passive in the first half. I was going to say the first 45 minutes, but as we've said already, that first half went on for almost an hour. But that passivity has now been replaced by real high-tempo stuff. Afif does so well there to get the ball through to teammate, but in the end Mahika had set the ball up on this near side, and the tackle comes in again. Tavio will take the throw. Here's Mahika once more, looking for the run of Otavio, and he's found it. Good defending from Jadson. In the right place at the right time. Little puff of the cheeks from him. The way the shirt is sticking to him. Well, Shamsi is down. Seems to have some issue with his right foot or his right leg. Mancini, well, less than 2 weeks into the job as Al Sadd coach. Very happy, he said before the match, with what he'd seen up to this point in time. Sure, he's not too happy with what he's seeing in this second half. Shamsi, thumbs up from the medical team. They're giving him some treatment. Looks as though he's going to be able to continue. They've got Zaid Ahmed on the bench of Al Wahda. Very experienced goalkeeper himself. And the Al Wahda fans in full voice. Let's have a look at the goals then. In the first half, in added time, Claudinho with a penalty after a handball was given against Ala Zuhir. The equalizer came 10 minutes into the second half. Wonderful turn and shot from Dusan Tadic. And 11 minutes after that, Pau Prim's slip let in Omar Curbin, and he unerringly found Tadic in the right place at the right time. to give Al Wahda the lead. Here's Tadic again. Gets the ball to Krupski. Out to the far side to Canedo. Again, the energy is terrific from Al Wahda in this second half. Tadic. Canedo again. Clearance from Pau Prim, and that will be a free kick. Jadson into the back of Akram Afif. Knowing look there from Afif. Shielding the ball, and any contact at all from Jadson, he was going to go to ground. Wahda fans making plenty of noise here at the Al Nahyan Stadium. Hamad shielding the ball nicely, but he takes a slip, ironically under pressure from Prim, who slipped, cost his side a goal. Afif finding space, the shot comes in and it's blazed over the top. That was a good opportunity. It was Atal, one of the substitutes. It's onto his favoured right foot. He just tried to hit it too hard, didn't he? He was leaning back as he struck it. He's got one goal this season. That was in the Qatar Stars League. In the second year of a 2-year deal with Al Sadd, having arrived from Turkey in September of last year. There's the possession statistics. It's gone a little bit more in favour of Al Wahda from the first half. Kurban. Canedo with the ball in, easy enough for Barsham. It's in that first half. Al Wahda only had 31% possession. They're now up to 35% possession. But they've certainly looked by far the more dangerous of the two sides in this second half. Is this going to be the season where Al Wahda finally lose their recent tag of nearly men? It's been 15 years since they've won the league title. They've only won it once in the professional era here in the United Arab Emirates. It was way back in 2010. Powering forward, Ahmed Sahel, but there's no way through on that right-hand side. Jadson with his foot up. Free kick as a result. Soria is the man down. Just over 15 minutes to go. Can Al Sadd fashion an opportunity and indeed take it? Afif is dispossessed. Kurban's done well. Going down a dead end there, it appeared, but he's retained possession brilliantly. It's great hold-up play there from the experienced forward. Diarra under pressure, does well himself. Gets away from Tariq Salman, and he's still going. Tadic forward, looking for Kurban, and that's going to be a corner. Corner conceded by Romain Saiss. I mentioned that Al Wahda, the only side from the top flight in the UAE who haven't been beaten in any competition this season, be that regional or domestic. It looks as though they're going to maintain that on this form at least, but there's still plenty of water to go under that particular bridge this evening. Tadic with the corner. Punched away by Barsham. He was challenged illegally, according to the referee, by Al Zuhir. Seeing that replay, perfectly correct decision. Good defensive work from Abdullah. Tadic. Diarra. Oh, he's found Kerbin. Couldn't quite bring it under control. Still retained possession, though. He goes down spectacularly. Abdullah with the cross. Canedo. Tadic. Holding off 4 defenders. In the end, loses possession. Canedo keeps it alive on that far side. Just the crossover into a decent area. Diarra tries to get the shot away. It was blocked by Otavio. Hamid to Abdullah. Keeping it alive nicely, Al Wahda. Jadson just about retains possession. Hamid. Tadic. Diarra. He's got Abdullah on the overlap. Kerbin. All the way back to Mohamed Al Shamsi. Chipped pass by Jadson, too far ahead of Diarra. Hamid. Tadic. Little back heel from Abdullah. Ball through to Diarra. Down he goes. Great tackle. Great winning of the ball from Jadson. Great commitment from him. Kerbin. Saw Diarra was in an offside position there, so his options going forward were limited. That's why he took the shot. So there's going to be a change. Canedo appears as though he's going to come on, the veteran UAE striker. He's just been called back to the bench, just below our commentary position. Absolute expert at running the channels, holding the ball up. Diarra. Tadic. Forward by Claudinho, finds Afif. Rear sorting into the opposition half for Al Sadd. Otavio, good skill from him. And in the end, the final pass was just wanting. This is more like it from Al Sadd. Attal. Tadic, nice little flick from him to Krupski. Gets the return ball. He's looking for movement up top. In the end, he just overcooks that pass, even though Abdullah was sprinting forward as fast as he could. Afif beats the offside trap, overhits his cross, and Abdullah, who's done a good job since coming on, gets the clearance away. Wahda seem to be content to just sit back a little bit now, almost inviting Al Sadd on. Prim, Claudinho, Soria battling for possession with Hamid. Hamid's done well and he wins the free kick. Abdullah Hamid, very impressive in this second half. You can see Caio Canedo getting ready to make his bow. UAE international, 101 goals in the UAE Pro League. Summer arrival from Al Wasl. A couple of spells at Al Wasl, also played for Al Ain as well for a lengthy period. 35 years of age now, but experience is exactly what his coach wants at this back end of the match. Beaten away by Shamsi. There's Mahika with the shot. Kerbin goes down. Prim wins the ball back. Tal plays the ball forward, overhits the pass, and the change now coming, and Brahima Diarra is the man who goes off as you watch that save from Al Shamsi, and the appreciation from the main stand. So Diarra off. He's looked a threat in the second half, Brahima Diarra. He's put himself about. Covered a lot of ground. Canedo now on for what Al Wahda hope is to close the match out. Another change as well. Player going off is Jadson. And Moib Degan coming on in his place. 20-year-old from Iran. Summer arrival. His fourth appearance off the bench. Jadson's had a good game tonight. Good commitment from him. Degan, just 20 years of age. He's made a couple of starts this season, both in the UAE League Cup. He scored one goal for the Al Wahda under-23s. 20 international for his country, Iran. Time ticking away for Al Sadd. Can they find a way back into this match? Just over 5 minutes of normal time remaining. The second half has been a lot more fluid than the first. Certainly much more entertaining. Higher tempo. Certainly engaged the home fans. 2 unanswered goals in the second half for Al Wahda. Natal has got Sahel on the overlap. Good defensive work from Degan, his first action since coming on. Tavio. Lovely skill from him, bursting into the box. Claudinho thought about a shot. Instead keeps it alive to Atal. Little give and go from him. Cross to the back post. Otavio keeps it alive, but in the end. It's a floaty little header into the welcoming hands of Mohamed Al-Shamsi. From that sort of angle, it was all he could do really to keep the ball in play. Well, here's a chance now for Canedo. Yes! That seals the deal. Caio Canedo, he's only been on the pitch a couple of minutes. Really well-timed run. And a third goal for Wahda. Classy finish from the veteran striker. Over the top, it was Tadic. Who else who picked out the pass? Hesitation from Tariq Salman. No hesitation at all from Canedo. And the net bulges. Tariq Salman just waited. He waited for the ball. Canedo didn't. Oh yes. 3-1 to the home team. And the flags are flying high. Ali Assad has just come on for Tariq Salman for the visitors. So a striker replacing a defender, but is it too little too late for Al Sadd? They're about to suffer their first defeat in the AFC Champions League and AFC Champions League Elite against Al Wahda. Never lost to them before, and they've never lost, well, in the last 20 years to a UAE side. It looks as though it's going to change. Afif. Pau Prim. His first touch wasn't a good one. Giovanni. Prim lunging in. Giovanni getting involved. Tempers rising. Main stand getting involved too. Omar Kurbin being the peacemaker, it appears. The spot fires breaking out all over the pitch. See what happened here. That was uncalled for by Abdullah. Plenty for Mancini to think about. Defeat here will mean it's going to be very, very difficult indeed for his side to make the top 8 now. It's UAE National Day next week. And the celebrations are starting early here in the capital city, Abu Dhabi. Referee wanting a chat with Claudinho. And he's shown both players a card there. Claudinho feeling as though it was more a case of sinned against than sinning. I have to say, first look at the replay suggested he had a case. Well, the Al Wahda fans actually singing the UAE national anthem here. A lot of frustration among UAE football fans that, of course, Qatar beat the UAE to a place in next year's FIFA World Cup finals. So there'll be quite a few supporters of football in this country who will regard this result, if it stays this way, as payback. Applause at the end of the national anthem, and a minimum of 5 minutes to be played beyond the 90. Well, this really has been a match of two halves, hasn't it? Al Sadd, but so assured in the first half, worth their lead at the interval. But in the second half, it's been one-way traffic. And what a great sight this is for UAE football fans. Sasa Ivkovic back into action. He's going to be replacing Abdullah Hamid for the last few minutes of this match. 11 games on the sidelines for the veteran defender, originally from Serbia, now a UAE international, and he replaces Abdullah Hamid, who really has run his socks off this evening. Gets applause from the main stand below our commentary position, and Ivkovic back in action. He's returned to fitness. Happy times indeed, because he's also been named in the UAE squad for the Arab Cup that starts early next month. His second season here at the Al Nahyan Stadium. 5 years before that with Bani Yas. Headed by Mahika and wide. Shake of the head from him. It's been that sort of season for him so far, 2025-26. 21 goals in all competitions last term, including 18 in the Qatar Stars League, but just 2 so far this season. Both of them in domestic competition. Krupski. Tadic on a hat-trick. Chips the ball forward, looking for the run of Kurban. Well, a win this evening will take Al Wahda to the top of the table, albeit perhaps temporarily. Al Hilal kick off a little later on this evening against Al Shorta, who occupy 11th spot. It's Degan shepherding the ball out. As though he got a little bit of a touch there, but referee's assistant on the far side says no. It's Ruben Canedo. And frustration for Atal. On as a second half substitute. Five minutes are up. A minimum of 5 minutes to be played in this second half. And the referee brings proceedings to a close. Al Wahda retain their unbeaten record in all competitions this season. Dusan Tadic, a very bad cut in the first half. He stayed on the pitch, bandaged, and in the second half showed his worth. A fantastic performance. 2 goals, one with the right foot, one with the left. And then Canedo put the icing on the cake for Al Wahda on as a substitute, scoring the third for the home team after Al Sadd had bossed the first half and justifiably went in at half-time, a goal to the good thanks to Claudinho's penalty after a handball was given against Al Zuhair. So 4 wins out of 5 for Al Wahda in this season's AFC Champions League Elite. They go to the top of the table ahead of Al Hilal's match against Al Shorta. It's a first defeat ever for Al Sadd against Al Wahda in AFC top flight competitions, and their struggles this season continue. What a terrific effort that was from Al Wahda to come back in the second half, scoring 3 unanswered goals, and they fully justified their 3 points and the victory tonight. All over then at the Al Nahyan Stadium, and it's finished. Al Wahda 3, Al Sadd 1.